Welcome to Wordplay, the podcast where metaphors spiral, sayings unravel, and two pals try and make sense of it all. I'm George.
And I'm Rach. And each week we pick a well-known saying, such as when pigs fly, or the cat's out the bag.
And then we run absolutely wild with it.
Sometimes it's deep, sometimes it's chaos. Usually both. This is Wordplay. Let's get into it. Wordplay. Playing with words. Words that to play when we say them and play with them. Here is some synth keyboard that I'm doing with my mouth because I couldn't be bothered to get my keyboard from under all the junk in my bathroom. Second bathroom, bathroom where there's a keyboard. That was more trumping. Okay, on to the episode.
Hi.
Hello. We are well, I don't know if you are. I am orienting myself this morning considerably.
But I'm not orienting myself because I am it's 4 p.m. while I'm here.
Yeah, you are well oriented already.
No. Actually, I've had to reorient a few times since the start of the day because I had like a couple of moments that I was like, is this gonna go to plan? Is it? So I had a couple of those. But we're here now, and the sun is shining always, and
This is where you are.
Just had a little, always. Why do you feel like you're needing to orient yourself this morning?
Well, a myriad of reasons. We haven't recorded for a while. We haven't seen each other in a while.
Yes.
I'm in a weird headspace at the moment, and I think that's it.
Oh, okay. 3 things.
Only 3 things. Not in a bad,
So
not in a bad
true.
orientation. I'm just like, whoa, cool, woo. Okay.
It's a lot of external stimulus all at once.
Yeah. And yet not that much at all, really.
Well, you voice noted me yesterday, and I was so excited because I was about to say we hadn't been talking. That sounds like we fell out. We didn't fall out. We were just busy doing other things.
Here's the drama. Georgia moved to Vietnam, and I was like,
she was like, I'm never speaking to you ever again. Goodbye. And that was it.
I did have a very funny classic me thing though, where like, and this is gonna sound so insensitive, but I'm gonna say it this strongly to just like illustrate the difference. I felt reasonably indifferent about you moving away. But it's because I'm always like that until it happens. And then I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't register, and then it registers, and I'm like, I have so many feelings about this.
Yeah, and that was the last time I heard from you until yesterday.
I did tell you that I was feeling on a borderline. Burnout's not the right phrase because I know what burnout feels like, and it's not this. But like, I've been teetering though, so I was like, I'm gonna just take some downtime.
Yeah, don't worry. I wasn't worried about our friendship. This is going to endure.
She knows.
Centuries. It's going to endure multiple burnouts and breakdowns, I'm sure.
Centuries is a really satisfying. I don't think I've ever heard anyone describe like time in that way.
Well, maybe that's because our lifespan generally, most of the time, just pips into 1 century.
That's true.
There's no need for multiple.
Yeah, but people then be like, oh, forever, which is meaningless.
Exactly. This is what I always think. Oh my God. Wherever you say centuries, it's like there's potential there for reincarnation.
Right? And it's the sentiment of forever, but it's like a tangible amount of time.
Yes. It's far more practical.
Oh, I'm already having a lovely time.
Well, there we go.
Should have got a drink though. Do you have a little snacky snack?
Oh my God. Well, I don't have a snacky snack because I was going to, and then I got obsessed with the fact that I'd suggested a topic for today that has eluded my understanding for a really, really long time. I know, and when you said it was one of your favorites, I kind of was like, well, thank goodness for that, because I bloody hate it.
You do?
Yeah,
I
because it
think it's
never
a good
made
one to unpick.
it never made sense to me because I was so confused about what type of oh gosh, how do I say this without saying it? Uh, what type, what element, what exactly was going on? It was too vague for me. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Well, I just for a moment then was like, wait, maybe we should say what it is because I feel like this is going to be weirdly abstract until we do. And also, I always remember it's the title of the episode anyway, so it's not really a surprise unless people are just running on.
I mean,
Drum
which
roll.
I do all the time. Anyway,
But
yeah.
I don't because I never finish a podcast episode.
Oh my gosh.
Rarely, maybe off menu, but rarely. Drum roll.
Oh, that's great. Can you tell she's a drummer?
Today's topic is. That's me setting up for you.
Right, yeah. Okay, yeah. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Two in the bush.
Okay.
Ooh.
I was worried that I wasn't going to say it right because I really don't understand it.
I was also worried I wasn't going to say it right. That's why I would pass it to you.
Mm-hmm.
What I thought you were going to say a minute ago when you were talking about how it like the vagueness of it and you couldn't understand. I thought you were about to say you wanted to know the specificity of which type of bird. And then I was like, we've had this conversation before. Have we done this one? But that was the early bird catches the worm.
Yes, which was another great bird conversation. I feel like we need to start grouping them together like a selection box, like a milk tray of episodes.
Like if you're interested in birds, here are the ones.
If you're interested in woods, here are the ones.
Yeah. But then I worry. No. I was about to be like, then I worry that there's too much of the same themes, but there's always more to discuss.
I mean, yeah, we literally end every episode and then an hour later voice note each other with everything that we didn't say. So
yeah. Tell me about your feelings about this one and not understanding or the vagueness, etc.
Okay, so before I did my research, because that's what I was doing instead of getting a snack, I I had this vague feeling of something to do with a bird of prey hunting. And I didn't know where it was coming from because then when I started to look up my research and be like, oh yeah, it's to do with the fact that you could have two birds if you go and you hunt them, but you have to let go of that other bird and and you're not guaranteed the two birds, so you might as well stick with the one bird. It's basically like gambling.
Oh, okay. Whoa, okay.
But there is from what I can tell, incorrect link to it being assigned to falconry as its origin, which is not true because as I found again in my research, this is a idiom slash metaphor slash saying that is all over the shop in terms of countries. So many countries have a version of this. So many. It's wild. It goes back to 1 CE.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. So I feel a little bit upset that it was so unclear for me for so long, but I can only blame myself for that, for not doing the research sooner or asking somebody sooner.
Well, now is the time.
But I also feel quite like good about the fact that the one element that I thought was connected is connected. However, it's connected wrongly. Well, ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is okay. You're making me realize something, which is I like this one, and I would sort of say I use it a lot. But actually, now we're talking about it, I don't really think I know well, I'll tell you my interpretation in a sec, but I think I use it in a way that's like not like nonsensical. So me and Mr. Rachel would do that. Me and Mr. Rachel would do this sometimes. There's a technical name for this. I can't remember it, but I'm sure Susie Dent said it at some point, where you mix like idioms or you mix these things together. So
Yeah.
I'll often just say something like, you know, a bird in the hand is worth two worms in the bush, or like a bird in the hand is worth. I'm trying to think of another one now.
Yeah, no, I've heard you do this with this exact saying
Yeah.
countless amounts of times.
So it's my go-to for like a nonsensical one, but now we're talking about it, I'm like, wait, what do I? Because my gut like in knee-jerk reaction to what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Two in the hat. What is it? One in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Yes.
It's just like you're better to have like less of something that's yours than two of something that is not yours.
It's like gambling, right? Because you have to let go of that one for the chance to get two, but you
But
might
that's not how
be
I.
able to catch a two.
But that makes sense, and I like that interpretation. But that's just I hadn't made it that far mentally
So
that it was about gambling.
where were you mentally, Rachel Walker?
I think I was in almost like, oh well, no, because it's going to lead us back to what you just said. It's like holding on to what you've got. Yeah, it's holding on to what you've got rather than the off chance that you can gain more. But that's essentially what you've just said, which is gambling. But I had never thought about it in that way of like letting go.
That's really interesting because I was going to ask you about how this links in with sunk cost fallacy for you.
Ooh, well, yeah, because if we're gonna take the meaning that like it's better to have something that's already yours rather than risk. But okay, but this is why I think I struggle with the gambling risk thing because it's like where is it dictating that you're letting go of something to risk getting two things?
Well, I suppose if okay, so are we assuming the bird in your hand is dead or alive?
Whoa. Um, I'm assuming alive.
Okay, so how are you going to pick up your well, if you're catching live animals, then you're using like some kind of net, right? So how are you going to pick up your net to catch the other birds if you're holding a bird?
With my other hand. Oh, yeah, because you got to hold a hand. You got to hold a bird with two hands. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I was just imagining like open palm sitting there nicely. Okay, you're catching.
Oh, right, not trying to escape whatsoever.
Well, it's because the phrase is one in the hand, not one in the hands.
I mean, you are right there. Maybe it's holding it by the feet. I don't know. Ooh, no, thank you.
I'm
As a
imagining, you know, like people put
vegetarian.
like wine, like upside down wine glass stems in their hands,
Yes.
like the bird
Yeah.
dangling.
Yeah. So
Okay,
you're
this is true though,
imagining
right?
multiple birds between your fingers.
Like a rat. Um, this is true though. Okay, because to catch a bird, you need to hold it in both hands. So to be able to catch two birds, wait,
I mean, the two birds thing is a whole other thing, really, isn't it? Because like the resources you need to be able to catch two birds is unless you're killing two birds with one stone, then then you need more resource to be able to catch two birds than one bird. So it's also, more of a risk in the fact that you are going to have to work harder unless you just grab the whole bush that they're in.
dig it up. I don't feel like the two. I don't. I don't feel like the point is to get two birds.
Okay, so what's the point? And whose point is this?
Oh,
Is it
who the hell knows?
is this person a hunter? Are they going to sell their stuff at market? Because if they are, then they could double their money if they let go of that one bird and manage to catch the other two.
This is true. And they can't catch. the other two without most likely letting go of the one that they're holding. But then there's no guarantee that they'll be able to catch those two at once. And I guess this is where the gambling comes in.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So you're
This is
better.
why I was. So you're better. What? Sorry.
Well, so in the definition of it, you're better to stick with what you've got rather than risk going for more. But you make an important distinction, which is is the bird dead or alive? Because if the bird is dead, it ain't worth
Then you
nothing.
could just put it on the ground.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or if you were
Yeah.
that bothered, you could capture the other two while the other one's still there because it's not going to run up, fly off.
Right. Right. Okay. And then the other thing to think about is you're probably tired from catching the first bird, no?
I would imagine there has been some energy expenditure.
Cute. And so that's even more, and that's why I wanted to bring up sunk cost, because it's something that you talk a lot about in your world of ADHD coaching. If anyone didn't know, Rach is a ADHD coach, or she's a coach that specializes. And something that comes up a lot is not wanting to quit something because you've already put so much work into it.
Yes. And so in this, clinging on to the bird in the hand because you've already got it is potentially stopping you from getting more or better birds, or even just a single bird that's just different to the one that you're holding, but might offer something else.
Yeah. Absolutely. I see where you're going. You're turning that into a little metaphor for life and opportunities there.
Oh my god, this is very relevant to life right now. So
is it? Wait, I hold on a second. Is it?
Yeah.
Come on.
I think so. Not fully formed thoughts to be talking out loud yet, though. And it makes it sound really cryptic, but it's more that like I don't know what it is yet, but it just feels like there's a relevancy to opportunity.
Wow, it feels like there's an opportunity around the corner, even though you're not sure what it is yet.
Yes.
Wow. We should do some tarot.
Yes. Do your birds have tarot on? Do your tarot have birds on?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you've got
animal tarot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I've got mainly owls. I think owls and some herons.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Both majestic, but for different reasons, I would say.
I would get them now, but they're in a suitcase somewhere between England and Vietnam.
Wait, have you not got your suitcase?
No, I have the one that was on the plane. I didn't have any of those. Yeah, that would. Oh my god, would I have told you about that? Maybe not. If I was thinking that you were processing emotional topics, but I would have told you before we jumped on the pod for sure. No, I shipped over a whole other suitcase because I needed more. I must have more.
But are you going to let go of one suitcase in the hand for the risk of the two suitcases sitting in the bush? That's the question.
If there were two suitcases sitting in the bush, there is potential. However, the suitcase here has all of the things that I needed immediately for life, and the other suitcase, and if there was another one with it to make the two suitcases in the bush, would be filled with my less valuable and less necessity-based items, and therefore it would probably be a case of holding on to the bird in the hand.
Well, this brings up an additional topic around timing of when one lets or risks letting the bird go for the other birds.
Go on.
In the bush. That's all I've got.
What no, but hell?
Like when you said like it's that you've packed your first suitcase with things that you immediately need,
Yeah.
I guess it comes down to the question of like what are you wanting from the bird that's in the hand, and that'll serve a purpose for a period of time. But then
Mm.
when it stops, it's time to let it go for potentially two other
Uh-huh.
birds.
Yes, which brings me to
Whoa, which
poker
is yes.
because
Wait, a bird in the hand. A hand. You have a poker hand.
yeah, you do. You
Do
do.
go on.
Yeah, and you don't know what else is out there, and so you have to make a judgment call about how much what you have is worth. Um, which is not the route that I was going to go down when I started talking about poker, but you are spot on.
Can I just say that, like, on low stakes games, you know, like Rummy,
Huh.
the moment you have to make a decision when you have, like, say, three options and you have to just like make a call is one of my favorite feelings in the world. I love it so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a bit like angsty, isn't it? It's like, oh God, will I make the right decision? But also like it's inconsequential, really, because you're just playing a game. But I do like to win. And I just like, I don't know, I will use a degree of logic. This is how I am with card games, and it drives Mr. Rachel crazy because it looks like I shouldn't be good at them because I don't have any logic, but it's because I'm all off vibes, baby. Like I'll take logic to an extent, and then I'm like, but there's only so much information I can use, so I just got to make a call.
Mhm.
And then when it works out, it's great. And then when it doesn't work out, it feels frustrating, but then you just move on with life.
Wow. That's amazing. I wish I could feel that free. When I'm in those situations, it feels like life or death.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's so wait, so you never play for anything for money, do you?
I've played poker before for money, and I find that more high stakes, but never a lot of money. It would be very different if we were like if I was worried that I was going to lose loads of money on it.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, I don't do any of these things for money, but I have this thing where if I'm playing with myself in a video game, for example, with NPC characters, then it feels a lot easier to lose. However, I have a very, very competitive streak that I keep very, very hidden because it terrifies me.
Oh, yes, interesting.
How long have we been friends, and what is the face that you just
I
made for
don't,
our listeners?
yeah, I don't think I knew this.
Yeah,
Wait, here's a question. Are you a love to win or hate to lose person?
I'm a have to win person. I absolutely I'm very gracious. I'm a very gracious winner. I will never like shove things in people's face. And in fact, I'm a little bit embarrassed when I do win. However,
Okay.
there is no other option for me. There is no other option. I would rather set my video games to easy mode so that I had a guaranteed win because I know if I have to repeat it 5 times because I keep losing, I will be on the verge of tears.
See, this I feel like this tracks in our friendship though, because you are the completer between us. Do you know what I mean? Like you are
Oh,
like that tracks with the having to win. Do you think?
right. Okay. Yeah. No, I've actually never put those dots together before, surprisingly. But yeah,
Mm.
it is that feeling of completing something.
Mm.
And I really can't live without that.
I like that. I love that's enjoyable.
It's enjoyable until I like seriously end up bruising people. Like it,
Physically or emotionally.
like physically, accidentally, obviously.
Okay.
I'm not like throwing like undercuts to be able to beat my competition. But my body will just take over
Okay.
and anything that gets in my way will feel the wrath
Is this
accidentally.
why we've never played a game together, have we then? I don't think. Like a board game or anything. Or a
No,
card
and
game.
I so we have talked about it many times. However, every time I'm like, oh yeah, we should, and then I don't know if you notice, but I'll move on to a different subject and not bring it up again. That's because I remember how I am, and I'm scared for our friendship.
I'm glad I know this now.
But
Oh.
I really do. I enjoy co-op games. I enjoy games where I have to work with somebody else to make something happen, because I feel like I'm also a very motivating force because of my need to complete and win.
What if you are on a co-op game and you lose because of the other person?
That's okay as long as I wasn't the one that made us lose.
Okay.
I used to play Lego, was it Lego Star Wars, I think, with one of my friends, Izzy, and she is not a video game person. She had a Nintendo Wii and like a Wii Fit board and stuff, but in terms of like platformers, like PlayStation, Xbox, PC, it's not her vibe. And she, because of that, really interesting video on YouTube about how if you play games from a young age, there are all of these game mechanics that you just know how to do without even thinking about it. And somebody that's never played a video game, if they go into a modern video game, will struggle because there's so much that you have to learn. She never knew how to jump. And in Lego games, that's very difficult because there are loads of platforms. And so I would need to wait for her or take her controller so that I could jump for her. But that was never something that irritated me. In fact, it was very entertaining. And I could just like peacefully watch and also laugh.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Still learning about each other. Look at us.
I know. This is what a good friendship is. It's evolving and growing and learning continually.
Keeps on giving.
Aww.
But this is interesting for the okay, so for the two, oh God, one in the hand, two in the bush. Like how people's competitiveness maybe impacts that, right? Which really I suppose we're talking about people's willingness to gamble or take a risk depending on whether they love to win, need to win, hate to lose.
And then we get into sociology and how we raise men and women or boys and girls differently, and we raise boys to take more risks than we do girls.
Why why
Why God,
why
I don't know. That's not part of my research. That's just a thought that my head has. It's, I mean, highly relevant when we're talking about risk.
It's true. It's tangent but related. I'm reading a really great book at the minute called Goliath's Curse: The History and Future of Societal Collapse. And
oh wow,
it's so good. Well,
yeah,
it's when you're a
good.
little bit like I'm a little bit like, this is why I don't read stuff, because I'm gonna have an existential crisis. But then I'm like, no, this is why I read stuff, because the existential crisis always lingers in the background. But when you actually have information that provides both facts and hope, I hope, then it's good. But anyway, I mentioned that because it talks a bit about the evolution of gender differences in society and the patriarchy. So there might be something in there about risk, actually, because it talks about like what has evolved from hunter-gatherers, but really it's not actually that massive gender differences, but they're just magnified by then the social structures of control that are developed.
Wow, hunter-gatherer as in like hunting for birds.
I guess so. Did we eat birds? I mean, we eat birds now, so that was a ridiculous question.
Did we eat birds? Oh my gosh. Wow.
The little ones just seem like they'd be so bony, but I guess you just eat the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, you know that scene in Shrek where they have the rats on the like little spinning thing over the fire. That's what I always think.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Like, put in a little bit, a little bit of extra effort and get something bigger. For example, 2 birds instead of 1.
Oh. Okay,
But
well,
they did
here's
have
a question,
multiple
another question on
rats,
that.
so yeah.
What was your thought? Okay, well, I have 2 thoughts here. The first one is, what was your thought when you saw those rats being roasted and then consumed?
That it seems like a small snack and that they would need a follow-up.
Okay.
Why?
And you are a vegetarian as well. Because I was surprised that I just thought it looked delicious.
Delicious. Oh, well, I didn't
There's
think
some-
they looked delicious.
It's the way they bite, but I think cartoons do this really well. They probably do it with sound. Because I
They
think this about,
bite.
like, I'm obsessed with the bread that Aladdin steals from the market. Like, I just, something about it looks delicious,
Texture.
which makes no sense because it's 2D.
But texture is very important.
That's very true.
Okay, well, I need to rewatch Shrek because I need to hear this and see this
Yeah.
bite.
I fear it's going to be an anticlimax now, and you're going to be like, "What?" But there was something in it, I swear.
Oh my god.
The
Um,
other thing
yeah,
was
go
related
on.
to what was I shouldn't spin away because my microphone's here. Was related to what you just said, which is like, are we exchanging a bird in the hand for 2 birds in the bush, or for a bigger, or more colourful, or more? Do you know what I mean? Like different kind of bird. Is it a quantity over quality? Quality over quantity?
So really, we're disputing the certainty and stability of this idiom because there are so many things that mean that the value can change depending on what the birds are, how tired you are, how much effort, what tools you have, dead or alive, etc.
Yeah.
Thickness of the herb. Herb? No, I don't know where I'm going with
Shrub.
that.
The bush.
Yes.
Like the effort. That's true though. It's true. The effort to penetrate the bush.
Jesus. Okay. You okay, yep. Continue.
Yeah. Like are we letting go of a bird in the hand to just quickly capture 2 birds that are sitting on a bush, or are we letting go of a bird to have to get stabbed through a load of bramble just to make it to the middle of the bush?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well,
So many factors.
another factor is depending on how far you go back in history and depending on what culture slash language you see the proverb in, it's not always a bush. It's actually a lot of the times a wood.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, which circles us back around to the conversation about woods and feelings of safety.
Oh my God. My favorite topic. Because oh my God. Guys. Oh, this this is literally like my therapy. Why do we not do this all the day every day? Because a bird in the hand, because 2 birds in a bush is very different to roaming around a big ass wood trying to find some birds.
Yeah, especially depending on what country you're in, because different woods have different types of predators and what time of day is it, slash what time of night is it.
Yeah. I'm forming a
It's not
disdain for this one.
it's not just fear of loss of the bird in your hand. It's not just fear of loss of the potential of having 2 birds on the other side of things, but it's the fear of loss potentially of your life for going after the other prize.
Which comes back to how we feel in those games of how high stakes the consequences of taking the risk is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's all about weighing up whether you think it's worth it based on how you value each part of the situation. And it's so bloody complicated.
Because you don't always know what you're letting go of the bird for,
Yeah.
whether there's going to be more birds,
Uh-huh.
whether you're going to like the birds, whether you're going to capture the birds. Life is all about uncertainty.
Whether the birds have some kind of disease, which means all your family will die.
Wow.
or you're banned from the market forever.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then the question is, how bad does the bird in the hand have to be for you to want to risk all of those things for more birds?
Can I make an analogy?
Of course.
You're already in your pajamas. You have your Netflix ready. It's paused just after the dum, and your biggest crush messages you and says, "Hey, group of us are going out to this club. Do you want to come with? We can pick you up on the way through."
Yeah.
What do you do?
This is a very good question and a good example because I feel like as a person with ADHD, everything is a fucking effort. And I don't want to do anything, even the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
However,
However.
a motivating factor through my life has always been
Uh-huh.
a romantic pursuit. So
Yes.
I would be out there, yeah. But like what's interesting about that example is in that I'm not making an assessment of whether there's a payoff or whether it's worth it, the effort. It's
Yeah.
just a thrill of excitement that is motivating.
Right. Okay. Okay. So it's the novelty.
It's
Is this where FOMO comes in? Fear of missing out.
I don't think I do. I don't think I do have FOMO.
No, I don't think I do either. And I thought there was something wrong
Okay,
with me.
right. This is a whole other thing to discuss, but do we discuss it now? Maybe
Yes.
not. Yes, it's kind of relevant, is it? Well,
Yeah.
okay, it is relevant
I love
because it's
you.
like because I guess like in the analogy, if are you letting go of the bird in your hand because of fear of missing out of the potential of what's in the bush.
Yeah.
You don't think? Okay, tell me about your lack of FOMO.
I'm just okay, right. Not to get too deep into the psyche, but 2 days ago, I asked my friend Alkistis how it feels to be bored. Because I don't know, because I don't feel boredom. That's just something that's missing from my emotional range, and I don't think it's the same thing as my previous disconnection with anger. But I think this comes into the same category and is highly related because I find interest in everything.
Beautiful.
And and like people over the years have called it many things, including G vision, because I see things, I guess, in a way that other people don't, because I always find myself being like transfixed or interested or excited about random things that people just would walk past.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the reason that I don't get bored, but I think it's also the reason why I'm not affected by fear of missing out, because I appreciate the present moment for what it is and I'm like in it, you know?
Yeah. And why would you fear missing out if you feel like there's so many other interesting things that you could just your attention could go to, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, anything is possible at any time. There is no one group of people or location or setup that's going to make something necessarily more interesting than another. I really do believe it's what you make it.
Beautiful. I love. Oh my God, you're just bringing out all the beautiful things today. I have another. Okay, the boredom thing's really interesting because I want to ask you how you would describe boredom or the feeling of boredom, but if you don't feel bored, then you can't really do that.
Well, right. So this is how I got to the interest thing, because I kept asking questions. Then I was asking ChatGPT. Then I was looking at scientific journals, and um, it turned, because I was thinking that the opposite of boredom was overstimulation. It's not, apparently, although I'm not satisfied with that answer particularly. However, an answer that I got to was that the opposite of boredom is having constant interest or borderline flow state. Now, the borderline flow
Interesting.
state, I'm not sure about, but the constant interest and satisfaction with that interest as well came up. I think is more along the lines
This is
of
very
it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because I would say I experience boredom, but the way it manifests is frustration. And so that makes me go, am I bored or am I frustrated? Or am I frustrated with the lack of stimulation? So I assume that's boredom. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. So I was when I was asking Alcus just what it felt like, she was describing this thing of I just want to get up, I want to change the scenery, like I need to move, I need to have something else going on.
Hmm.
Like almost
Interesting.
like itchy feet kind of vibe.
Yeah. Curious.
Very curious. But how did we get on here? Oh yeah, because
FOMO.
yeah, don't feel FOMO. What is it for you?
I just don't. Hmm. I think in sort of similar sentiment to you in terms of like things are what you make of them.
Yeah.
I just think I don't know. I feel like I just kind of pragmatically go, I can and I think of FOMO a lot of the time in terms of like going to a social event or like, that kind of I don't want to miss out on being a part of it or what other people are doing. I think part of it's
Yeah.
just like I'm deciding to go or I'm deciding not to go. So whatever that decision is, why would I like waste time thinking about what I've missed out on? But I suppose a lot of people use FOMO as a reason to go, don't they? They're like, well, I should go because I'm scared about missing out. But I just don't. You know what? I also think part of it is that just my feelings generally about everything are very transient. So like, I don't. I'm never disappointed. I'm never disappointed for very long. It makes me very bounce backable because it just like I feel it. I'm like, oh god, I'm sad I missed out on that. What's next? I don't know. It
Yeah.
just nothing. It doesn't stick. So why would I fear missing out?
Also, you just said when you gave that example of somebody like using it to go to places as a motivating factor, you said I should go, and we hate shoulds here.
We do hate shoulds. Yeah, if the only reason that you want to go somewhere is because you're scared of missing out, like what are you scared of missing out on?
The extra bird.
That's yeah. But then, well, and for me, this also comes back to, I mean, I'm not as bad as I used to be, but like what I said earlier, which is my default is to never really want to do anything. And so it's often a relief to not do anything. And therefore, why would I fear missing out if I could just not do it instead?
Okay. I have a proposal as a solution for this conversation.
Yeah.
The bird in the hand is worth two in the bush if you really, really appreciate that bird, you season that bird, you take care of the bird, you share the bird with other people and create a moment, you are really present with that bird. That's it.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I like that.
That's it. And
Otherwise,
if you want to risk, if you want to take the risk to lose that, then fine. But also, you know, make sure that you're finding some moment in your life to be present and enjoy what you have rather than chasing. Because otherwise, if you're going to be chasing forever, you're going to be going from two birds to four birds to eight. Yeah, you might have a lot of birds, but what have you done with your life? You've just been chasing birds.
it's true. And actually, I have a very real example, not on quantity, but on change with this, right? Which we won't go deep dive into because we'll be here forever. But in terms of big life decisions, when I left my long-term relationship of a few years ago, it was this scenario. You know, like everyone says, like the grass is always greener. And I know
Right.
this is not about quantity, but it's the idea of like I already have something that I thought was good for me and I thought was everything that I wanted. So why would I
Mhm.
take a risk on something different?
Yeah.
And I think what you just said sparked a thought there, which is like we're very tunnel visioned on the exchange of the bird for the birds.
Yes.
But like there's a bigger picture here that doesn't really need to directly be about the birds. It can be about like, well, I was gonna say about you, but that's cheesy, isn't it? But it is. It's like what is driving, what is behind
Yeah.
the want to do that exchange. Can it be fulfilled in other ways, or can it be analyzed without direct comparison of one birds to two?
Yeah. And maybe you'll sit with your bird and you'll be present with the bird and you'll do everything properly with the bird. And you'll realize, actually, this bird is not right for me. Next
Yeah.
time, I go for the bird in the bush or the two birds or whatever it is.
Yeah. I think we've nailed it. I okay. Do you want to keep this phrase, edit this phrase, which you already have done very nicely, or do you just want to throw it in the bin?
I think I'm going to keep it with my massive asterisks of it is worth it if you are present and you're not constantly chasing.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. I won't start talking about dopamine because that's going to lead us down a whole other tangent. And this is us going into our it's been quite a while. We should wrap this episode up moment.
Yeah, it is. We've transitioned naturally. I'm going to put this one in the bin. Actually, I
Oh
have
my
decided.
god! Wait a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Does that mean I'm not going to get any more like mashups of this and other phrases in the future from you?
Oh no, absolutely, you get the mashup because the mashups are nonsensical, and so that's part of the fun.
Mm,
I agree with what you've said, but I think if I take it at face value of
yeah,
or like the application of saying to somebody, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, I feel like it is always advocating the idea that what you have is better than the risk of something different. And
yeah,
I'm not, and I think there's too many caveats to that for the phrase to be usable in any way, shape, or form.
yeah. And the way that you phrased it just then, very restrictive and not very dreamy.
Yeah, bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Fuck off. Do you know what I mean? I feel like someone's like wagging a little finger at you, like, ooh, be lucky with what you've got. Don't be chasing after more. No, no, no.
Oh yeah, we can't have that.
We can't have that.
Okay.
But a bird in the hand is worth a gift horse in the mouth. I'll take that mashup.
And that is where we will say goodbye. Love you, mate.
Bye. Love you. Episode's over, but you don't want to miss the outro. Thanks for spiraling through another metaphor with us.
If you like this episode, tell your mates, leave us a review, or shout a saying at us online.
You can find me, Rach, over on YouTube at Rach Does YouTube.
And you can find me, George, watching Rachel's videos over on YouTube, but also on Instagram at makinga.fuss.